So we're here for the NCAA Women's College Lacrosse scores for Thursday, April 30th, 2026. So we have Massachusetts defeats Rob Morris in the Mid-America Conference Tournament. Friday News and League does not sponsor women's or men's lacrosse. For Rob Morris, they actually affiliate with the Northeast Conference for men's lacrosse. And then in the women's lacrosse, they actually affiliate with the Mid-American Conference. They used to be the NEC, but I think the NEC back then might not have sponsored women's lacrosse. So they affiliate with the MAC for women's lacrosse. And then State's in 13-8-6 over St. Joseph's in the 10th first round. It's the quarterfinals, right? There's 6 teams. Top 2 get biased to semis. And 3 through 6 play in the quarters, which is the first round. And then the NEC semis. A lot of teams, a lot of conference tournaments don't have actually first rounds, like 6 teams make it, they actually have it to where, only like 4 teams make it. Say there's like 8 teams in a conference, 4 only make it, which I don't mind, I don't mind. But some bigger conferences like the ACC, and they have 8 teams. The Big Ten has 7. And then you see tournament symbols. Limon dominates Ray Dickinson 16-6. And Rhode Zero 18-6 over Elon. They're playing Thursday here, and then the Saturday is the championship games. Friday or some are playing Friday, and then they'll play Sunday for the championship. That's in the Coastal Athletic Association. In the second MAC tournament, semifinal, Akron defeats Eastern Michigan 10-9, so it's University of Massachusetts taking on Akron. And the University of Massachusetts is from Mass. They were from the Atlantic 10. They moved over to the MAC for football. They were FBS independent in football, and they still kept the Atlantic 10. They want to move to FBS full-time conference, not be independent football anymore. And so they moved to the MAC. Kind of was the right best bet, I guess. For kind of like a local, like the most local conference that would kind of accept them in FBS football. I guess they would, they have a value as like basketball school for like the women's basketball team. The lacrosse teams are not bad. Lacrosse for where UMass is not bad, I know the women's basketball team's pretty good. So then we have Townsend 14 over Hofstra. Number 6 Navy 18-8 over Butna. Delaware 10-4 over Linwood. And that's in Delaware Linwood's in the East and South tournament cycles. But no, Navy in the Patriot tournament cycles. Townsend Hofstra in the final of the Coastal Athletic Association tournament cycle. So it's Steinbrook taking on Townsend. Still no 14-9 over Long Island University. They'll take on Limon in the NEC final. St. Bonaventure 10-8 over Stewart Washington. Yeah, it's in first round. And then Florida, number 5 Florida, 22-7 over UCF's. Number 25 South Florida, 13-7 over Temple. South Florida played the first ranked team, or the first game as a ranked team in program history. They're a pretty new program at South Florida. Their coach came out from Jacksonville University and turned that school, business Jacksonville coach, and turned around and kind of wanted a program at South Florida, the old athletic director at South Florida. Hey, can you start we'll pay you some money to come in and start up this whatever you're making at Jacksonville, we'll probably pay you a little bit more, some of that's public information. Like you can find out what those school coaches are making for each sport, like men's lacrosse, women's lacrosse. And even some of these like women's lacrosse coaches at these big schools are making like a couple $100,000 a year, which is wow. I didn't think they were, I did not think they were. Honestly. But I mean, when your football program and your basketball programs and your sports that really make tons of money, I guess. I mean, you can afford to pay them like big money, you know. I guess you can with TV deals. I guess like you can, as much as like the football coach because but like still you're making big money for like lacrosse, It's not bad, We have number 17 Denver dominates Marquette to 17-6 in Big East semifinal. In the second ASUN tournament semifinal, Jacksonville 17-3 over Liberty. That was a rain delay one. But Jacksonville just dominated after rain delay 2 and before. Right, 2 in the first. And then it was 8-2 going into rain delay. After the rain delay, they scored 5 in the unanswered in the third, 5 without an answer in the third. And then they were 13-3 or 13-2. And then the running clock wasn't affected in the third. And in the fourth, the running clock was constantly running in the fourth too. And so Jacksonville was going to take on Delaware in the ASUN tournament final. In the Big 12 final, that's going to be number 15 Coral and number 5 Florida. As number 15 Coral beats Arizona State 13-7. Number 13 Army takes on Navy in the Patriot tournament final at Navy. Number 13 Army wins over number 2 Loyola Maryland 13-11. What a good win for Loyola Maryland. Or Army, excuse me, over Loyola Maryland. Loyola Maryland, they may get a chance to be in the NCAA tournament, but if they lost in the final, I could see them losing the semifinal. I mean, it's a good Army team, good ranked Army team, so we'll see. Though, they could be on like the bubble though, so we'll see how that goes. And then we have James Madison. They defeat Eastern 9-7. James Madison is on the bubble and they need a win over East Carolina to put themselves in good contention. Because if they lose to a fringe ranked team, I could see them still making it. Like 25. I could see them, being possibly in. But will they put James Madison or Loyola Maryland? That's what I want to see. Or Army. Some of these teams that are like ranked teams that lose, And then you still got the automatic qualifiers, so like of the ASUN, the what other conferences like the NEC, like what's conferences where there'll be no ranked teams, like the MAC, the Mid American Conference. You got the winner of that conference tournament semi. Same with the NEC, unless Stony Brook wins in the closest acquisition, they're probably win the automatic qualifier. You have the ASUN. You have the Big 10 still has the Big 10. Already played the ACC already played, so. So you have them, but still, I mean, it's going to be interesting who advances, to take on, so teams like that, the NEC, the American Patriot League. I could see Army, Loyola Maryland, and Navy. I could see all of them making it. I could see all of them making it, actually. Oh, and you also have the Mid-American Conference. Or the, Big South. And you have Georgetown 12-6 for UConn. So UConn's taking number 17 Denver in the Big East final. And you also taking number 2 for South Florida in the American tournament final. Oh, and you also have, Metro Athletic Conference semifinals. And the Big South semis. There's no ranked team in the Big South. So they're getting automatic qualifier. There's a ranked team in the American East. They're getting automatic qualifier. There's a ranked team in the Metro Athletic Conference. So I mean, I could see Princeton, Yale both making it, in the tournament because they're both ranked. Same with Richmond, so but we'll see how that goes. I mean, how the bubble teams go.